All right. P-Face, how's it going?
Chilling, just shit right here. Faded as it was a long drive. We was just smoking and shit, smoking a couple blunts on the way here. That shit low-key hit me right now.
Okay. Well, that's what's up. Hoping you can manage through the interview.
Nah, hell yeah. Nah, see more. Hell yeah.
So what's been going on? What's new with you?
Shit, I'm dropping an album, my first ever album. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I ain't gonna lie, you know. Put a lot to it, you know. I was right there in the studio for like a whole week straight, just back to back. That shit got me tired. And this is my first ever album called Stay Dangerous. You know how like, cause you know how people be like stay safe, like me and the homies be like stay dangerous, you know. And then I don't know, I just feel like it was a good thing to call album.
Okay, first album. That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to get right into it, man. You know, you went viral just a few weeks ago, not too long ago, maybe a month or so ago, man. You're at Universal Studios.
Oh, yeah.
You're walking through Universal Studios. I'm not sure who you're with. And
I
things
was with
go
my
down.
lady and shit. Huh?
Oh, you're with your lady?
Yeah.
Universal Studios. And what happens?
Shit, no, they made it seem like they walked up to me, like, in the shit, like, nah, like, I ain't gonna lie. We was on my way to Starbucks and shit. My girl wanted some Starbucks, and then what's it called? I see the fool with the, like, you know, the northern bird on the side of his face, and then I was like, damn. And then he was already like looking, like when he saw me, like he already looked like damn. So I'm thinking he was my enemy because the way he looked at me, he looked like damn, like scared kind of. So I was like, yeah, this was for sure knows we beefing. This fool, I see this fool with the shit. And I told him something, but he was trying to make it, he said some weird shit talking about like, oh, I only beef it with Upstate, Norteños, and all this other shit. And he's like, he's not on that type of timing. And then his brother tried to say that they just hear, you know, on some like, you know, but I don't know, I would've, man, like, you know, they be on the internet popping all the time. So I was just like, man, get out of here. And the fool, the fool with the blue tracksuit tried to speak up for his little brother. I just got off on him.
Okay, the only video we got is you're into it with a dude who's, he's skinny. Is that the dude? Because there's the other dude who got some size on him.
Yeah, that's when I was chasing that fool after all that shit. Cause like,
okay, so you guys got into it before the cameras were on. Before there's.
Yeah, we got into it, but I wasn't even noticing the cameras, dog. To be honest, I was just like, damn. Cause to be honest, I didn't even think they was gonna try to jump in or nothing. I was like, you know, I started swinging on the brother. I was like, you know, give him a fair fade, and then that's when they try to jump in, grabbing my shirt on some whole shit. My lady grabbing my shirt, all type of shit. It was just a big commotion, but you know, like, it ain't nothing, to be honest. It was just a fade.
Yeah, I mean, they had to jump you.
Yeah, but everyone on Instagram made it seem like I did something, like, oh, that's right, you know, all that shit. Only thing is, like, fool, like, that fool ran like a little, like, coward fool, that's all. Like, you know, that fool texted me, too. It's crazy, because in person, he was not on that, but then he texted me, like, a day later, and I think that's when he realized it went viral. He was like, let's meet up. I'm still in LA, face shots, everything. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, see, I'm glad I got off on him, because what's it called? If I wouldn't just give him a pass, he would have been the next day, like, on the internet popping it. So, see? So, like, yeah, never be scared of a fade, dog. Huh?
Did they know who you were?
I don't think so, to be honest, but I think they figured out later once they seen it went viral.
Yeah, I mean, you hit one of the guys and he went flying.
Yeah, them fools. And God, and them fools try to, what's it called? I hear somebody talking about, like, get his chain because it had broke on the floor. And and I went and grabbed that shit and I was like, man. And then I was like, I thought my girl said get my chain, but I thought he said it. So I was mad, like, man, this fool told his little brother get my chain when it was on the floor. So I got his chain. But then my girl turned out telling me, no, I said get his chain. I was like, man, yeah, it's a chain either way. So yeah, took that fool's chain, fucking pawn shop that shit real quick, you know. And then took my grandma out to eat for her birthday. I was chilling after that.
Okay, that's what it is. Okay, and then you posted on your IG, imagine trying to pack me out and getting your chain snatched.
Yeah, nah, hell yeah, because I'm like, damn. Because I'm thinking we just catching a one-on-one, and then, like, what's it called? That little fool's trying to jump in, but fuck, it is what it is.
In the comments, they kept saying that those dudes were trying to wear blue to blend in.
I don't know, to be honest, about all that. I just seen the tattoos and shit on the hood. I just seen the tattoos, and I was just like, man, it's for sure. And then he had the 831, and I guess that means, like, what's it called, like Salinas. So they're like from Salinas. Oh God, I didn't even know that was a city, to be honest. I'm not really from up there. You know, no disrespect, you know, but I didn't even know. I was like Salinas, and that's when I found out there was like Nortes over there. So I was like, damn, see, so he was a Norte. But then he texted me too, saying like low-key, like he a dropout, but he still rep for his brothers. And I was just like, it's weird. It was like a whole lot of weird shit. I was just like, man, that fool's be talking to himself in my DMs.
He be talking to himself?
Oh God, like, okay, fool, that, like, let it go, fool. Like, I been forgot about that shit. Only when people mention it. I don't drag that shit.
Last time you were on No Jumper, you know, you kind of made some commotion, man. You and Jefe, I don't even want to say got into it, but, you know, a little bit of...
Nah, that was not even nothing.
Disagree. Like they kind of felt like you were a little turned up when you announced your hood.
I don't know. I just bang my hood like how I usually do. I'm not gonna lie. That was just regular. You know, I don't think it was nothing, but all that shit was just entertaining because you know how, what's it called? You be seeing all the No Jumper drama, and then for you to be in it, it's just like, damn, what the f? That shit's funny. But I don't really like take that shit serious, you know? Like, I don't give a f about all that, to be honest. That shit ain't really game banging to me. That shit's just social media.
So you felt like everything was normal?
Yeah, it was normal. It was just a normal interaction.
A normal interaction. Okay. And internet's crazy. It'll take something and...
Yeah, it drags it. That's not like, it's entertaining. It's just entertaining to see like, damn, how fast they could do it, you know? Like, cause I had an interview and then the next day I just see it everywhere. I'm just like, damn, they fast with it. So that shit's just fascinating how the internet would be working and shit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, one thing they said is like, you know, you're young. So like you just came out of juvenile hall. So like, that's kind of like how it is. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit more turnt from maybe like an older dude.
Man, I feel like all the homies everywhere bang the hood like that, bang their water like that, you know? Like, they just, you know, bang it with the R and it sounds more aggressive, you know? That's how I feel like that, because I don't even bang my hood like with my chest like that. I just said it regularly.
You and Jefe have any issues? Have you guys talked?
Nah. What's it called? We ain't had no issues, dog. I seen him made like a little YouTube video. I didn't really pay no mind to it, you know? Like, I feel like we don't gotta explain ourselves on a situation that's so small, dog. You know? So like, I don't really talk to that fool. He doesn't talk to me. I keep it like that, dog, you know? I'm from Compton, he's from South Central, you know? So you already know. That fool's not that far, but a little distance, dog, you know?
Yeah, you guys aren't too far away from each other.
Yeah, but he a little distance, you know? I'm worried about what's going on in my city, you know?
Yeah, I hear that. Okay, so we got to get into these videos, man. I know you've addressed it, but, you know what I'm saying, I got to ask you about it, man. You got these old videos of you where you're saying some, you know, some racist things in them.
Yeah,
you know?
What's it called? Nah, yeah, I already talked about it right there with the homie DC Baby Draco and shit. Go check that out and shit right there. I had him right there in my neighborhood and everything, you know? I feel like it was just a misunderstanding, you feel me? What's it called? They try to make it seem like I just wanted to record myself and saying that, you know, like, and I shouldn't have been saying that, what's it called, but it was just, you know, on live going back and forth, and, you know, they recorded that, and now they see me, you know, doing my thing. But what I don't like is that they make it seem like, oh, now I apologize, what's it called, now that I'm rapping. Nah, before that, my homies kick it with Power Rules. So, you know, before that, with that situation been talked about, you know, before I even started rapping, you see me right there posted with a couple Power Rule homies, a couple homies that are black, you know. So, like, you know, it ain't never no secret animosity or no animosity, dog, you know. I'm all about that black and brown, you know, especially when it comes to Compton.
Okay, so let's rewind a second, man. So you said you were going back and forth with somebody.
Yeah.
And they were saying a bunch of stuff too.
Yeah.
A bunch of racist stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so you say that, and then you said your homies got involved. So your older homies seen it?
No. It was just, what's it called? It was just talked about, you know, because a couple homies kick it with a couple Power Rules, you know. And then what's it called? You know, we kicking it right there, and right there in their neighborhood, they kicking it in our neighborhood. You know, what's it called? No matter what, everything's gonna come to the light. You know, ducking, dodging, none of that shit. You feel me? So what's it called? It's been talked about that. But when I seen other people, but what I think I don't like is just when I see all these like what's it called like podcasters. What's it called like try to make it seem like, and try to use it and for their own benefit, for their own platform. Like if they really feel some type of way, how come none of them got at me? Like on a personal level, you know, none of them has ever got me. I see these little clips on No Jumper, how they speak up on the situation. How come none of them really got told me nothing about it, you know? So it's just like, that's what I kind of feel weird, you know, like if you really feel some type of way, address me about it instead of not speaking on it, you know, just for little clips, dog, you know. That's just corny, because at the end of the day, I could say, oh yeah, I'm all about, what's it called, raza, all that shit, but I'm beefing it amongst each other, and I'm smutting, what's it called, other Mexicans, like, what's it called, you know? How am I saying I'm all about raza, but I'm doing all that shit? Same thing when I see with them, you know, what's it called, they be, what's it called, smutting each other instead of, what's it called, you know, getting money together, you know? But that's why they try to say, oh, he dissed our community. What's it called? How you gonna say you dissed your community, but you guys are beefing it amongst each other with your community? Same thing with us, you know? We got some, you know, what's it called? But it's not necessarily the black community, but the people who try to speak up on me, like Munchie B, what's it called? All them little fools, like, what's it called? I see that fool talking about 4 extra every second, and, you know, try to always talk about me, you know, saying that. And he tried to instigate with some fools from, what's it called? Treetop, you know, shout out to the Treetops, try to instigate, what's it called, saying, oh, you should fade him over that. If you really feel some type of way, you do it. What's it called? Why you trying to, oh yeah, you heard what this was? Why he even trying to get in Compton politics, you know? What's it called? As it already is, you know, the little tension is already right there. Why he trying to add on? What's it called? That's like female shit. He's instigating, you know, and he's all the way from Inglewood and he blind. He what's it called? When it comes down to it, he not gonna put in no work. He's just gonna use that blind shit. That's why I'm like, nah. When I see him talking about it, and what's it called, and say, oh, what's it called? Like, oh, he's dissing the black community. How you gonna talk about the black community when you right there beefing it with all these fools? You know, like that's why to be honest, I personally don't got beef with nobody. Like I really don't got beef with nobody, dog. Straight up, I'm my own person, you know. So that's why you don't see me, what's it called, like dissing my enemies in my music on that shit, you know, all that shit. This fool right there doing some like female shit, you know, like that's why I'm like, I don't know what's up with that fool.
Now, looking back on that video, man, do you feel like you was wrong? Like did
yeah,
you
I knew I was
for
wrong.
it?
I knew. I'm not, what's it called, saying nothing to justify it. What I don't like when I seen, like, example, that fool, right? What's it called? Trying to capitalize off it. What's it called? I seen him already like in 3 clips say it. What's it called? And he never got at me personally. He wanted to, what's it called, do a podcast about it. But I feel like, dog, if you really feel some type of way, get at me in a personal, what we're gonna podcast for? He says we're gonna politic about it. I seen him, bro, first of all, what type of game maker is politicking in front of a camera, dog? Like, that shit just weird, dog. All that new social media shit is weird. That's what I'm saying. Like, all that shit just new to me, you know? But I learned to, you know, like, ignore all that, you know? I'm focused on the music straight up.
I hear that, man.
I go.
How did the black dudes who you grew up with feel when they seen the video of you?
What's it called? They laughed. They were like, damn, like you really argued. They're like, you really argued with that one fool, because we had packed him out. We had packed him out on a fool for less, and then he went on live popping it, you know, dissing Mexicans. Like, well, you stupid for even arguing with him, you know, all this other shit. And then what's it called? But they just laughed, you know. What's it called? Like, I've been around a bunch of people in the room, you know. I'm not validating it. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm like, when I see fools try to portray me like a racist, like that's the most ugliest.
Did they like have a talk with you? Like, yo,
what's it
bro,
called?
like,
Yeah,
that's not cool.
Yeah,
shit?
yeah.
Like,
what's it called? They just said like what's it called? Like, if you really don't feel that way, like what's it called? Like you need to address it. What's it called? When it first started coming up with this music shit, you know. So and everybody tries to say, oh, he's just clearing up for the music. Hell nah. It's just ain't nobody want to be labeled as a racist. That's the most ugliest thing you could label somebody. You know. That's what the. Hell nah. That's just out, dog. Like I don't see other people affected by racism, and I wouldn't want to be like that. I wouldn't want to be like that either. So I just cleared it up like, hey, dog, like it's not like that. Here's the circumstances. You know, I'm not validating it, but this is what happened. You know, like I apologize for whoever my black fans, what's it called, who saw that shit, because I got black people who fuck with me, dog. Like I be at the mall, like fools be like, you know, fools who used to listen to like, I'm not saying I got they sound, but I'm just saying, you know, fools who used to listen to that older music, you know, what's it called, like, oh yeah, I listen listen to your shit. You know, that shit remind me of whoop de whoop, you know? I'm like, I appreciate you, dog. So that's when I cleared it up with the homie DC Baby Draco. When I see fools like, you know, Munchie B, other fools from Long Beach, I don't really know their name. What's it called? That one fool, Brandon, try to be like, oh, look, you see? Like, what's it called? Nah, it was never like that, you know? It's just, you know, of circumstances, you know. I apologize to people who me who are African American. I apologize that if it affected you, but when I see other people who act like they give a, it's like, man, like you don't really give a. You just want that for your own content, for your own, you know, because you have a podcast that you want to do or whatever, you know, because if they really feel some type of way, they would have got at me. Like DC Baby Draco, he said we had conversations in the past, and when he saw that, he was like, hey, you know, like, he got at me, you know, like, not like press me, but you like, you know, like, what's up with this, you know, and then what's it called? And then that's when he told me, like, man, like, he already knows how it be, that he don't grew up with, what's it called, other, you know, like, you know, he says that all that shit needs to stop, you know, and then we had made the video, what's it called? And then, you know, like, we got that shit out the way. That's when I see other fools, like, try to portray a different image on, like, no jumper and all that shit. If you really feel some type of way, I feel like they should have got at me, you know, whatever, you know, like, fool, like, I don't grew up with, what's it called, a lot of African Americans. What's it called? I got family that are African American. I'm not saying I'm not black, but what's it called? Like, where my mom's from, Guerrero. What's it called? Like, you know, like, she got some cousins, aunties, but what's it called? Don't mean I'm black, but I'm just saying, you know, I got families that I got, what's it called? Like, my mom's aunties and family and cousins are what's it called? Are Afro Latino. So why would I feel that way? You know, it's just, you know, stupid circumstances, straight up, you know. I'll admit it. I'll be a man, you know. I'll hold myself accountable, you know. But what's it called? When I see people try to be like, especially when I see them, that fool Brandon try to say something, cause like for him to say something, it's like, dog, like of course you're gonna feel some type of way already, cause he's from Long Beach, and that's like they already have their own racial tension. So when he sees shit like that, I feel like his opinion is gonna be biased, cause where he's from, and they're already going at it amongst each other. So that to him, I feel like his opinion is always gonna be biased, cause whatever he been through growing up in Long Beach, you know.
Is Compton as racial as Long Beach?
What's it called? I wouldn't say what's it called racial as Long Beach, to be honest. What's it called? Because I see like homies with each other, you know? What's it called? To be honest, I can't say it's really like racist like most of the time. It's really just really mostly like gang shit. It used to be racist back in the days. Like, what's it called? Like, I have homies who used to tell me like what's it called? How it used to be back in the days when they go to high school, but now what's it called? That shit's like different, you know. Everybody's on that, you know, like get money tip, you know. So you know we get money, and then all that shit like that shit's watered down. Like all that fool's trying to beef it amongst color, dog. Like that shit's stupid. We've been through the same shit, so why would we beef it amongst each other over, you know? That's why I learned just to keep that shit gangs. Like if I beef it with a person, it's gangs. It's never gonna be for the racial, you know. That's like dumb. It's ignorant. It's really ignorant. My mom raised me better. I've been around, what's it called? I've been in other black people's homes growing up. They've been in my house growing up. I had, what's it called, DC Baby Draco in my hood for like till like almost midnight. Nobody came at him no type of way. He was good with me. So that's something like, man, like that shit's all out, you know?
What's going on with you and Swifty Blue? I think I seen you made a diss track against him.
Man, what's it called? It was like a little snippet. That fool was just popping it. That fool was just in my DMs, like what he said with Adam. He was trolling and shit, you know.
Okay, he's trolling you. I think you accused him of getting your account taken down?
Well, he said, he texted me like, yeah, I took your shit down. He was in the comments saying he took it down. And then he said, I was just trolling him and it's just a trip, because I'm like, damn, fool, you grown as fuck, trolling still on social media, but what's it called? And then he texted me saying, I'll get your account back, what's it called, if you give me a feature. And then, which he admitted too, you on the Adam podcast, and what's it called? And then that fool never got my account back. I ended up buying it back.
You had to buy it back?
Yeah.
Okay, how'd you do? For somebody who lost an account, how do you go about doing that?
Shit, you know, shout out Ak, man. Hit up Ak.
Who's Ak? I don't know who that is. You got to find out who Ak is. Because I know there's a lot of people out there with fucked up accounts. And I need that connect, man, just in case my shit ever gets fucked up.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, one of the guys, man, who had a lot of influence over like today's Mexican rappers is Money Sign Suede.
Yeah, that fool was a big, what's it called, influence, not gonna lie. Keep it gangster. That
Yeah.
fool, it was a big influence.
So what's your thoughts on, music and everything that he did?
What's it called? That fool created his own sound, swag. That fool really put it on, put it on for the, like not just the homies, just for, Mexican culture, He brought a little style, not for the new generation, Everyone has their own thing, like everyone was listening to Capone back then. Everybody was listening to, High Power, and before High Power, they're listening to, different shades of brown. Also, well, not different shades of brown. What's that one food?
Lighter shade of
Yeah,
brown.
lighter shades of brown, all that shit. So what's it called? So and then he came in with the park side, so that shit was cool to see, Especially because I was in middle school when all that shit was happening. So when I was seeing that shit was a big inspiration. Not gonna lie. What's it called? Like I got like old songs from Band Lab. I used to try to rap like him, but then I was like, I credit my own stilo.
Okay, that's what's up, man. How did it affect you when he passed away?
Well, I didn't really know him, so I can't say it really affected me. Not gonna lie, like respects to his family. What's it called? Respects to his nephew, Spade. I see. What's it called? Started rapping. Respect to his mother, but what's it called? It didn't really affect me personally, but it affected me music wise, cause I'm like, damn, like that fool. What's it called? That shit, like it was cool. I don't put up to his backyard shows, all type of shit. Like it was cool seeing him. Like. So like, man, I could say it affected me music wise, not listening to newer of his songs or seeing pop out music videos, pop up for shows, but not personally, I can't say, I never knew him, sadly.
One thing that I've been seeing going on right now, man, is you and Problem the Goon.
Oh, you know that fool?
Well, I mean, I interviewed him.
Oh, for real? What the
Yeah.
Those shit, that's crazy.
What's going on between you guys, man?
I don't really think it's nothing, to be honest. That shit's just weird. Like I said, it's just the new internet shit, dog. Like, I've been realizing a lot of fools been like that I've been around or done kicked it with, and now I go on later on social media, I see them like say little slick remarks, and then I be feeling I gotta speak up because I'm like, damn, dog, like you was all friendly with me, and then now all this other shit, but I just realized that's how it goes, I feel like I noticed it because a lot of rappers told me like, oh, like like no trade, it be the same shit. They tell me different stories. Well, other fools like how other fools you did the same shit with them. So I'm like, I guess this like on the way to the top shit.
You guys ran into each other.
Yeah, what's it called? Like 2 times. We've been in the studio together. That's what I'm like.
So what happened when you guys ran into each other?
Nothing. What's it called? Nothing. We were kicking it. That fool asked me for advice and shit. What's it called? Was nothing. Like what he's trying to make it seem like I see him. I'm not even gonna talk about him, dog. Like I don't even want to give that shit attention. Like, cause like that shit, I'm gonna feel like a comadre just being, what's it called? Like right here talking about a grown ass man about a situation that's not even the beef. I seen it hopped on, what's it called? The haters wrote like a whole hour video explaining the beef when it's not beef. That's when you said like, what's up with you and Problem? I don't really got too much to say about that because it's not beef, dog. Like it's just a little situation. I feel some type of way, and then he felt like, he felt, but I don't give a about that, fool, straight up.
Man, I came across this video. Now, it seems like the weirdest thing in the world, bro. But I thought I'd ask you about it anyway. Is there like he faked his death?
Oh yeah, I seen that shit. That shit was low-key out of nowhere, but I don't really pay no mind to that shit either, dog. Like it's never, no fool ever told me or ever pressed that issue in real life. I just seen it popped up as a little rumor. At first it bothered me, what's it called? Because I'm like, damn, this fool's really confident, posted it on YouTube, all this other shit, but it don't really bother me, like no one ever pressed that issue to me in real life, like how like this gang shit work, man, that shit is out right there, especially if I did some shit like that shit, like I said, everything comes to light, homie.
I definitely think there'd be a lot of people talking about it. For sure.
That's what I'm saying.
If it was true, there would definitely be more people talking about it.
Yeah,
there'd be videos and pictures.
Not even that. I feel like it would have been consequences, especially for shit like that. Like, man, like that's level shit. Especially if I'm gonna be right here putting my face out there.
Yeah. Well, let's get into your story a little bit, man. So I think everybody knows you're from Compton.
Mm-hmm.
So can you kind of what was it like for you growing up and what part of Compton are you from?
I'm from the east side of Compton. I'm right there on Santa Fe, Rosecrans, right there on Pine Street. Too, I'll be right there on Pine. What's it called? Shit, it was just like, what's it called? I just adapted to everything, like whatever came at me, I just adapted it. Straight up. Like that shit was like a good character development, like I'm gonna lie. Growing up in Compton, straight up.
How old were you when you moved to Compton? Were you born in Compton?
What's it called? I was born in South Central. I was born in it's like downtown LA between Low Bottoms, California Hospital.
Okay.
So yeah, I was born right there, and then what's it called? I grew up in Compton, like 9, 8.
8, 9. Okay.
Yeah, right there on Long Beach Boulevard.
Now, what was it like? Was it wild at that point when you first got there?
Yeah, not gonna lie, it was a trick because I had to figure out like what gangs is and all that shit, Like when I would come out of school, like fools would bang on me, I'd be like, I'm from Compton. I'd be like, Compton what? I didn't really know. And then yeah, I just found out, like I said, and then I just adapted, you feel me? I just adapted, What's it called? Like, how fools be like, oh, like, like, why they join the hood, like, they, like, all this other shit. Like, to be honest, I thought it was my best decision. Everything I could say that, when it comes to gang banging, it was my choice. It was my fault. I can't say, oh, the streets or my circumstance, my circumstances or my family, was from a gang, so I'm be from a gang. Nah, because my brother is from my neighborhood. It was just my choice, I felt like that was the best thing to do at the time.
So your brother was already in the streets?
Yeah, he was already fresh out of camp. And then I see him, already doing his thing. And then he already see me, fucking up. So he's just like beefing the hood.
What's that? Take me through that day.
Shit, that shit was dope, not gonna lie. That shit was cool. I ain't gonna lie, I remember. Because I was posted with the homies. And then I'm like, like, I never been in, real situation, yeah, because I'm young, I'm like 12, 13. So, like, I'm barely getting into the neighborhood. So, I'm locked out, And then, And then I go to my brother's pad because me and him got different moms. So, I go to my brother's pad. We smoking. And then, I told him I'm gonna walk down the street. And then I walked down the street, I had got down with some fool, because I been my hood. He was from a different neighborhood, I got down and then I felt like, damn, like this fool, like, man, like this fool, like cause like I was getting down with him and then another fool tried to hop in. Well, he did hop in and I'm like, damn, what happened to 101? And he, they're just you like, you basically, so I was like, and then took off, they marked me out, begged my shit, this their water, we're going back and forth for a little. Then they just hopped in the car, because of all the traffic. And so I'm walking back and I call my brother because it was right down the street. And and it's crazy because that car, we just seen them in the back street. And and then the homies come with a gang of bats, all types of shit. We were looking to these fools up, and then we see them, and that's when we found out where they live. We up their windows, they ran to the house, and then that's when I just feel like, damn, like this is really what neighborhood is. They got my bag, they got me, like when it comes down, when I call them and I need them, like they're gonna have me, so that's what I was like, damn, this is what it is. This is with my neighborhood, they're gonna have my bag. They were quick as and then and I got my get back the like quick as like them fools, like back then, like if I got in a squabble, like I got in a squabble, take it. But I'm not saying I need my homies to back me up, but like if I feel like like that shit's like, damn, like a trip, like damn, like how fast, like how my homies got me.
Okay, that's what's up. Okay, what happened after that?
Shit, nothing. The fools went in the house, and then we just took off. We up the windows, we just laughed about it, like damn, like my brother was like, man, don't be out here slipping, like them fools lucky that that because their hood wasn't really a hood that we gave a about that much. Like, man, they're lucky they're not really from a neighborhood that we want, but yeah, I remember that shit. If you're my brother Mowgli, that fool right now. You ever watch like the little documentaries, We Not Monsters and shit, where like the kids is locked up in Seymour, like like all that shit. Well, he's in a facility like that in Seymour. Basically, it's like when you get like a like a big charge. They put you right there, and it's like in Samoa, and then it's like, and then it's an open field, and it's his own facility. All like it's crazy. Like just like you gotta watch that little documentary. It's called The Compound though. Like it's not like YA, but what's it called? Like it's like it's like a little example, but it's not YA though. What's it called? That fool's a gang of my homies locked up right there. One of my homies who just turned 16 is locked up right there. Shit, a gang of my homies. I got like 3 homies locked up right there. So one homie's 15, one homie's 16, and my brother Mowgli who been down, and he got locked up when he was 17. We're on our way to what's it called, a football game, and what's it called? We're like, go right there, see what's up. It get cracky, it's always fun in a football game. And on the way there, they pull us over. And then we thinking, what's it called? They're just gonna let us out because, we ain't had no burners. We just had some spray cans, we was tagging some of my, whatever, And then we hop out, and then what's it called? They didn't let my brother hop out. And they're like, why he ain't hop out? And then, they said, bullshit, whatever charges, whatever. And then what's it called? I haven't seen them ever since. This shit was when I was like in 2020. It's like,
they've been having him that full time.
Yeah, so it's like it's about to be 2026.
Damn.
And that fool was like 17 when he got locked up. Now he's like 21.
No conviction or nothing.
He's just been right there, just thugging it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm like. But he low-key gave most of his childhood to the neighborhood, not gonna lie. That fool was Chicago. I remember him always in and out. That's why I be telling that fool, like, dog, like, when you get out, we gonna enjoy your life, fool. Because when I came, now that I got my lady, like, shit, when she be taking me, and I'm like, I be tripping out, like, damn, But then I realized that's what I should be doing, like normal people should, I wake up, get something to eat, chill, maybe, go to the park if I want to free will, I go do whatever I want. Back then I just had like a schedule, like post up in my blog, post up there or here, like I had no mind just but just the streets, but now I'm just like, I'm hit the studio, go to the pad, chill, go to the movies if I want to, like whatever, dog, that shit's dope.
What was your family situation like growing up?
Shit, what's it called? My mom just took care of me a lot. Like, I love my mom, dog. Like, I'm a mama's boy, straight up. Like, I'm a mama's boy. I'm gonna keep it gangster with y'all. Like, I love my mom. Like, what's it called? She's the reason why, like, my rap career is where it's at. Because, like, I asked her, like, I had to beg her. And I'm laughing because it's just, like, it was funny because I really had to beg her. And I was just, like, studio time ain't nothing. What's it called? It ain't nothing. I thank God, for being able to get studio time now. But now it's, like, it's not so hard to get studio time. Back then, it was, like, fuck, I got to figure out what's cheap. Sometimes they up the price on me. It turns to $20 to $30 an hour. I don't got it like that at the moment. I'm right there in my grandma's house, and then my aunts be tripping. What's it called on me? Cause I'm right there on band lab. They're older, so they want to fall asleep. I'm right there in band lab, middle of the night. And then what's it called? So I found some studio time, and then what's it called? Shout out to homie Down Ass Mexican. What's it called? It was like a little, like like a regular table, like a computer, like how you got your setup right here, with the little speakers, and then what's it called? He didn't mix and master it, but it was like, it still came out firme. And I told my mom, like, I'm gonna sell some, the EBT so I could get some studio time. And I explained to her how I'm gonna pay her back. I was like, look, everyone's telling me to download DistroKid. I was like, cause I already had some music popping on my DistroKid, but people, not my DistroKid, on SoundCloud, and people were telling me to get DistroKid. To get paid off it, but I didn't really give a I never really even knew you could get money off rap. I was just like, man, I just care as long as people listening to my music, And then they're telling me to get DistroKid, and that's when I just was like, I'm gonna get DistroKid, but I need to drop a real song instead of BandLab. I need to do it in a studio. So what's it called? I told my mom, let me sell some EBT to what's it called, my homegirl. So she was like, nah, like, you you gonna pay for the groceries, all that stuff. I said, mom, don't trip, this song gonna take us out the hood, Like, what's it called? And then I told her, like, once I start getting paid off DistroKid, that I'm gonna pay you back, I'm gonna pay you back double. So I said, what's it called? We did it, and she just told me, like, like, if it don't work out, don't be mad. That's what she told me. That's like, if it don't work out, don't be mad. Like, you need to figure out a plan B and plan C all the time, I'm already about to be, 18 at the time. Not even 18, I'm 17. I was 16 when I made that song. I'm already about to be 17. She was straight up, my mom would even be tripping of it. Like, that's why, like, I love my mom. Like, if I was a bum, she probably wouldn't even give a But nah, hell nah. What's it called? I make sure my mom's straight, but she like babies me a lot, so I know like what's it called? Like she don't ever trip about money, but I know to always give her money. But back to the story. My bad for getting sidetracked. So what's it called? So I pay for what's it called? I pay for the studio time. I told my homie, hey, we're gonna pick you up. This fool didn't have a ride. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, I'm gonna do it by myself. This fool wasn't. And what's it called? And what's it called? Telling his mom to drop him off. No, my mom picked him up. I told my mom to pick him up. Literally right before she dropped me, I said, can you do me a favor? And I'm like, what? Can you pick up my homie while I'm in the studio? She was like, fuck. She was like, it. So I pick him up and we pick him up, and then that's when what's it called? He comes, and then we just do a couple songs, and then I had this one just stuck in my head, just one little hook, and I just did it. And what's it called? We dropped it, and then it was going up on SoundCloud, you know. But what really like popped it off, like, and that's when I noticed like how artists blow up is TikTok, like some hyena just lip sync to my shit, and then people were doing like songs of the day. And then what's it called? And they'll post my shit and it'll be like 30,000 likes, 50,000 likes. And then what's it called? And then everybody just started me. And then I already did a hood vlog. So everybody was like, oh, that's, you know, P-Face, you know, all this other shit. People were with me. I dropped. And then right after I dropped 187, what's it called? Nino tapped in with me. What's it called? Shooters on Goal. What's it called? He has done music videos for like Peso. What's it called? Like Suede. And you know, Sway Rest in Peace, like a gang of artists, you know, Lefty, and he's also like a little A&R, and what's it called, for OTR. And then what's it called? And then he had hit me up and he told me pull up to the studio. And I was just like, damn, you know, like, damn, like I see him affiliate with OTR. I'm like, damn, I feel like the shit, you know, like, yeah, you know, like I dropped my first song, they already hitting me up, you know, like that shit felt good, you know. And then that's when I had met Cole Gunner, and then I was already listening to the music, and I'm like, damn, you finna get signed too? And he's like, I'm thinking about it, and they flew him out from San Jose, and what's it called? And then what like I ain't gonna lie, no dick riding shit, but really what really made me want to get to OTR was what's it called, Lefty. I see like what they did with Lefty. I'm like, man, they could do that with me. You know, I already got the, you know, I already got the potential. I feel like I had the tools, but I just need someone to help me use the tools that I need to do to get where I want to be. And then what's it called? Uncensored, what's it called? Like, you know, I met him, and then that's when, you know, like we connected, you know, and then ever since then, I just been doing my music, you know. They helped me out with studio time. They helped me with the music videos. So what's it called? So that's how I've been really just been doing my music, you know.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. So I'm gonna take it back a little bit. Still, we'll go back. We didn't quite get into your story as much. But
Yeah.
we got off on a little tangent there. But okay, so what did your mom think when she found out you were in the streets?
What's it called? Like, she was just like in denial. Like, she was always like trying to like, what's it called? Like lock me out. She would always like have me where she would work at, right there, and she would work at a taco stand at the time. So she would always have me where she work at in the car, thugging it, or what's it called? To have me in the motel and be like, oh, like what's it called? Like, you know, like just be at the pad, you know, and then she would, what's it called? She just would give me like whatever little money to eat. Like, I'm like 13 at the time, so I'm like, you know, got my little weed, all that shit, gets in and eat, you know, all right, you know, chill. What's it called? And then that's when she started realizing that, what's it called? Like, I'll be, and like, not be, what's it called, at the motel, because she'll be at work, right? And I'll try to come back before, what's it called, she'll come back from work. So by the time I see her, I would, what's it called, I would see her, I would always text her, like, hey, like, where you at, all this shit. She'd be like, I'm 13 minutes, all this shit. So I would, like, try to go before, and then she started seeing me getting black eyes and shit. She started seeing me getting blasted, and then she started seeing me, like, what's it called, like she see me getting down with fools like in the motel, cause like they're from my enemies and shit. And then she be like, why you got down with him? And I was like, oh, I tried to come up with a bullshit excuse, but in reality we got down cause we beefy. And then that's when she realized, oh yeah, this was from, you know, where, you know, cause we all lived right there where my grandma lived. And then what's it called? And they'll see Malo tagged right there. Everyone thinks P-Face is my hood name and shit. Like, and then so they'll see Malo, you know what they call me. And what's it called? And then she'll be like, and then she'll see like people from school be like, hey, Malo. And then she'll be like, oh, so you're Malo. And I'm like, nah, you know, chat bullshit. And then that's when, what's it called, she see me, or my brother will always post with me, you know, what's it called, you know, like, cause he was like, dang, you know, like my little brother's from the neighborhood, so he will post me, you know, like me chunky it up. And then that's when she seen it, and she like, and she was like she was heartbroken. She wasn't even mad. She was just heartbroken, you know, like, fuck. I felt like, damn, like, you know, the best decision that I made, it felt like the worst decision at the moment when I seen my mama react, because I just felt like, damn, there's no going back, mom. Like, she started looking at me more like innocent no more, and that's when she realized, like, you know, all right, you gotta step up now. Like, you know, if you want to be like this chingon man, like you want to say, you know, you gotta step up to that, you know, chingon action. So, you know, she would tell me, she wouldn't really like give me like big responsibilities, you know, but she just like, you know, start treating me different, you know. I wasn't like her little, like, what's it called, like little baby boy, you know, as she thought, you know.
Now, you know, growing up in the streets, man, you know, you're gonna go through a lot of ups and downs. You know, did you ever end up in juvenile hall?
Yeah, a couple times, 2 times.
2 times? Okay. Anything serious or just?
Oh
quick
what's it
times?
called? The first time I had one down. It wasn't really like, I don't know. I didn't really look at it as something back then, but then they charged me with it because what's it called? So we just basically it was dumb shit, and then I had ended up catching like a little bullshit attempt, and then they dropped to assault with a deadly weapon, and then what's it called? I got house arrest. I cut it off, and then what's it called? I had went back, cut it off again, and then what's it called? And then that's when they had just what's it called? Got one of my homies, so I was on that, you know, and I'm walking around with a Mac 11 on Long Beach Boulevard. What's it called? And they try to get me. I start running and jumping gates. And then what my dumbass did, I ran in the trap house, and then they barricaded in there. Like, you know, more would I start coming? The helicopter comes. I'm like, come, we got the place surrounded. So what's it called? I try to hide it. I was in the back of the cop car, hottest. They found it. What's it called? I was gone for like a year.
Damn. Okay. Now you get caught and you walk into juvenile hall. What is that like for you?
Man, I was just thinking, who I gotta fight now? Like, I was just, I always hear my brother, like, you know, the little war story. So I'm like, damn, I gotta catch fades. I was like, I gotta, you know, catch a fade. And then what's it called? And then I would just be right there, just looking around and shit, like, you know, like at the tagging out the walls, you know, because I'm not saying like, what's it called, like I wasn't familiar to a lot of neighborhoods, but I'll just see some neighborhoods. I'm like, oh, like, what is that? You know, like, no, some disrespectful shit, but I'm just saying, you know, like, what is this? You know, and that's when I'll learn, oh, this is this barrio from like Northeast LA, you know, East Los Angeles, you know, homies from, you know, different cities, different areas. And then that's how I was like, all right. And so I started learning more, or, you know, and I started meeting more homies, and then, you know, just catch phase, you know. Oh, and then that's when I was introduced to these, and then that's why I'm like, man, ever since then I've just been smoking these little wax pens.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know what those are. What are
it's
they?
like, it's a THC pen.
Okay.
But like everybody had this shit in jail. Like everybody had this shit. Like that shit was like, it's like that shit. Everybody had that shit, you know. And it was like when I smoked that shit, I'd be chilling high, eating spreads. What's it called? You know, what's it called? My enemy, whatever, you know, like just feel like it. If I feel like it, what's it called? You know, just just living life. It was just high as suck. That's when fools be making it seem like, oh yeah, I was like when I see like little fools, I was locked in the cell, all that shit. I'm like, man, that shit's just daycare, East Lake and all that shit daycare. When I hear fools like talk about the county or prison, I'm like, damn, fool, like y'all got it bad, fool, fucking shitty ass fool. They come to me and like, oh, you want what's it called? If you clean up your cell, I'll give you a big ass bag of extra hot Cheetos. And I'm like, oh yeah, you know, they don't give you that shit. You gotta pay for that shit in there, right there. You get babied, all that shit, you smoke, you know, all that shit. What's it called? I bet right there is more harder for them. I bet they could smoke, but I bet it's more harder for them, you know, like that's why I'm right there. I'm chilling, smoking my wax pens, you know, get down who I get down with, you know, it's not really, you know, a big deal. Right there, if you catch a fade, you know, it's more like, you know, that's why I'm like, that shit's daycare right there. It's just like, you know, just a bunch of fools with little anger issues and family problems.
Well, like, take me through one of the fades you got into.
Shit, what's it called? So, look, I remember this shit because this shit was funny. So, look, I'm all right. So, I come out, and what's it called? I knew I had court. And so, for some reason, I was just like, I thought I was gonna, what's it called, like get out, but what's it called? I don't know why I was so paranoid, but and it's just funny because how I was so paranoid at first, because I was in the cell, like I'm gonna go to jail for a long time. Either way, I was gonna be locked up for a long time, because what they told me, like, you gotta go through this little bullshit, because they're trying to process me in camp. I got denied in camp, and that's when I luckily got placement. But it was just funny how I was thinking about it, overthinking it, but now it's just like, it was nothing, because then, so basically I go, and then that's when they ask me, like, who you beefing with, all this other shit. What's it called? I tell them who we beef with, and then that's when I line it up, and then I did this little ring around the rosy shit, and then I look back at them like, damn, that shit was really nothing. It's just like, getting down, it's like, it wasn't really nothing, but what's it called? End of the day, they still extended my shit, but it's just funny, cause like, back then I was so young, like so fool, like, yeah, like, like, I'm gonna get out, and like, man, you not getting out, you not getting out. So and then once I realized I was not getting out, I was just like, we thugging it, and what's it called, going a lot, but I was doing the ring around the rosy where I get down, and what's it called, and then the other fool would be like, and then what's it called, I run to him, what's it called, get down, and then what's it called, you gotta run around the staff, what's it called, get down, and then what's it called, just line it up, and then what's it called, and then that's when I realized, damn, man.
To break that, how many, so you caught a bunch of fades at one time?
Yeah.
Okay, how'd that go?
Shit, really, what's it called? It was nothing. What's it called? I ain't gonna lie. The first time, that's when I realized, I'm like, damn, these fools have a different squad, because, and what's it called? They be Xing up, like doing this shit. So what's it called? They Xing up, and I'm just and then that's when he was like, hey, cause what's it called? He see me get one of his other homies, and then he was like, and then I remember he was like, you not finna do me like cuh, and then what's it called? And then he's Xing up, and then what's it called? That shit just tripped me out, cause I'm socking him, and then that shit wasn't doing shit, and then what's it called? Like, he did a little sidestep, and that's when they're jumping around. I was like, damn, what the. And then what's it called? Like, I was just like out of breath, I was just, and then in the end I started swimming, all that shit was sunny. What's it called? And then the more, but I wasn't really like, what's it called, cocky, like when I would get down. That's what's it called, like, until like, when I started seeing like, well, like, but like, okay, like this shit ain't nothing. Cause when I used to be thinking fire, I was like, damn, like they're gonna put me in a cell. What's it called? Cause when I first went to somewhere, what's it called? If you get down, they'll put you for 3 days. So I thought it was like that. But then once I realized this unit don't give a if you fight, I just started, running what I gotta do, press the issue, what I gotta do. It's not like, what's it called? I want to press my issues when I was right there, but I was just like the consequences is a bitch, what's it called? You like, because the day they put you in the cell, they don't add that. So you basically for 4 days. When you got put in, let's say you got down right there at 3, they're gonna have you there the rest of the day and the 3 more days, So that shit was ass right there. Then I realized, okay, this shit nothing, And then I remember this shit because I was like, damn, this was big as. Cause look, I got down with him in a riot one time. What's it called? I got down with him in a riot. Did my Doug, and then that's when his homie was like, oh, you got down with my homie, tried to trip, and we already got down. He tried to body slam me. Hell nah, what's it called? My fat ass just got on him, started, getting off on him. What's it called? And then his homie came, they're like, oh, he gonna come to the unit. And then what's it called? I was like, this big ass fool. I'm like, damn. I'm like this. And then everybody's like telling me like, damn, he gonna whoop your shit. And he's like, he just came back for camp, all this other shit. He was like, and everybody was like, man, you think all them little fades you been doing, like you gonna see them camp squabbles? And that's what the staff told me, because I started acting cocky, like, man, like man, like whatever, like I'm on that. I used to be like on Compton, like, I'm like tripping. Like I remember like as soon as I get to tripping, I always be like on Compton, and whatever happens. I get to tripping, and what's it called? But I hate when I used to repulsive think. Like I used to like just think, and then like face the consequences after. When I'm at court, trying to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get out, and then they mention, oh, all this shit that you want. What happens to all this shit? And I'm like, just cause my dumb ass thought I was all G in it, G with it, and now I'm gonna be right there in that cell. What's it called? All bored and shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, So look, so this fool comes, and then he comes out. And then that's when, what's it called? I just remember I just rushed him, and then he just fell. And then I was like, oh, what the? And then what's it called? Everybody's like, oh, and I'm like, if I'm lying, I'm dying on the hood. What's it called? You guys know how me Janky for Uncensored who don't bang. You guys know how me Smalls from Florence. Man, that shit, man, actually that fool not even the homie. That fool's a level straight up. What's it called? But other fools who was right there. What's it called? On the hood. What's it called? And then fool. that I dropped this fool, and then some other fool, what's it called, asked for a back fade. So I'm like, all right, fuck it, what's it called? And like, not even no cocky shit. I was even surprised myself. He fell too. So I'm like, damn, and then everybody's like, oh shit, and then that's when them fools try to pack me out, and then that's when the staff got involved. What's it called? Had to separate us and all types of shit, and then in the end. They said, and in the end, that's when they said, that's when what's it called? One of them fools tried to walk up to me, and he was like, and then I told him, the fool that I draw, I was like, you need a back fade? Because he kept on looking at my placa. I have a chest tat. So I'm like, man, like, I'm thinking he's trying to walk up to me, trying to say I'm extra out, like, you know? He just said, like, he was like, I ain't gonna lie, cuz you got me here. And then that's when he told me, like, he was like, where the pack at? That's what he was like, wax pens, you know? And then that's when he told me, like, oh, like, I'll let you use my phone. What's it called? If you let me hit the pack, you know? And then I was like, dang, you know, that shit was a trip. That's how I'm like, man, like, when fools be overthinking about the face, like, oh, yeah, I got core, or I want to go home. Like, man, like, if you don't run the fade, you're gonna make it more difficult, your living situation right there, you know, like, fools gonna think you know, it's easy, you know. That's how I'm like, but yeah, that was a trip, not even on cocky shit. I was even surprised myself, like, damn, what the I really dropped two fools, like, I was like, damn, you know, like, and then what's it called? And then the homie was just telling me, like, damn, you know, like, and then that's when I just seen, like, yeah, like, don't ever be scared of a fade. You know? It's not like I was scared, but I was just like, damn, I low-key thought that fool was gonna f me up. Keep it gangster.
Is that the big guy, or did the big guy ever get there?
What's it called? That was the big guy. I dropped the big guy, and then that's when some little fool, he wasn't little, but he was like, you know, a little small, stocky. And what's it called? And then we caught it, and then on the hood, that shit was just crazy. I mean, that shit was crazy, not gonna lie. That shit was crazy, not gonna lie. Like, when I seen them, I was just like, damn. Like, I was just like, I felt like, you know, joining it up. But then I was like, man, that shit's nothing, you know, like, all that fighting shit is nothing, you know, like, that shit is regular. I feel like that's something you should have to do.
Now, did you ever attend high school?
Shit, like, a little bit.
Okay.
Like, I would be like in 9th grade, what's it called, like, and then, like, when I, just a little semester, 9th grade, to be honest.
It?
Yeah.
One semester in the 9th grade.
Yeah, like, yeah, I think I was trying to see, like, man, like, yeah. Because I barely found out what semesters was, so I'm like, so when I counted the months, I'm like, damn, I was barely there for one semester. So what's it called, yeah, and Dominguez, shout out Dominguez, man, you know, and then it was, you know, kind of looked out, what's it called, like, kind of. Fuck the principals. Huh? Shit, man, I don't know that. I feel like I never had a chance when it comes to the school system, dog. Like, I never had a chance. Like, what's it called? Cause like, I feel like it all started when I went to elementary, and then what's it called? They caught me with some weed, and ever since then, every school I'll go to, they be like thinking, you know, like he up, you know, all that shit, cause they caught me with some weed, up in 4th grade, and then what's it called? And then it wasn't even like, all right, we're kicking in with some older females. What's it called? At the park, me and my homies and some girls, like, they just met us and just start smoking us out with weed. And then I remember, like, what's it called? These females were on their way to fight some female. And they're like, oh, can I put it in your backpack? And then they never asked for it back. So I'm like, you know, I didn't notice it. I'm going to school, and then that's when I'm at the class, and they're like, oh, this one smells like weed, you know? And then what's it called? And then they checked me, and then they found it. The school made a big deal, and then what's it called? Oh, and then I would low key have beef with this one fool. There's a middle school down the street. I have beef with this one fool, and I'll go to the middle school. What's it called? And try and get down with this fool, and then that's when they like did like that 150-yard bullshit. Like, you can't be 150 yards of that school, and that's the middle school I'm supposed to go to, and they were hesitant to already let me go, but they still let me go. And what I started doing, I started like slanging a bunch of like wax pens right there, like the bullshit wax pens. And what's it called, slanging weed. And I ain't gonna lie, I'll be scamming fools too. Like, what's it called, like, fool, I'll just get like a tinfoil and get like a random like cookie or whatever, and I'm gonna put like, and get a microwave 500 milligrams. I'm like, this is edible, fool. Like, this shit $30, you know? They be like, you know, do what they do. What's it called? Or I just like, what's it called, like, be just, you know, like, try to be gangbanging in that school. Nobody was even gangbanging. I'll be like, cause like, and they would know it's me. I'll be tagging in the school restroom. Like, oh yeah, I already know it's your ass. Ain't nobody gangbanging here. And then what's it called? So I was like, you know, like, I really wish I really wish. Like, I feel like when people ask me, what was that? What's your biggest mistake? I wish I enjoyed my school years. Cause now it's just like, I'm grown now. I feel like, Like I'm not saying I'm grown, but like I'm grown. Ain't no going back to high school. Ain't no going like I'm 18. Like well, like I think I'm supposed to be my senior year, but shit, I think that's all over now, dog. You know, so I really wish I just enjoyed school my school years. I really wish I would have just soaked that in more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got the music thing going now too, so I'm
Yeah,
sure that
yeah,
keeps you
that's
busy.
what I'm saying. That's why, that's why I like, I always, just stay humble with that shit. Cause I know, like, man, I feel like without this music shit, I'm nobody, I'm nothing without this music shit. I'm just another fool, what's it called, on the street. And I'm not saying I'm somebody with the music shit, but I just feel like I got a purpose now. With now that I got a music. Now what I really want to do is just get my shit established and what's it called, in the hip hop community. I just want to be accepted in the hip hop community. That's really what all I want. Just to say that I'm a rapper for Compton. That shit would be like, damn, I'm a rapper for Compton. That shit would be feel good as like, hell yeah, I'm a rapper for Compton. This is what's already established with my music career, And then, one day hopefully start a record label to put other fools on.
So what all do you have going on with the music, man? What's
Shit,
next?
what's it called? Like I said, I got my first album. What's it called? And then right now I'm trying to create more, like, I started to figure out what hooks and choruses is, cause I was just freestyle. To be honest, all my songs is freestyles. And then I just like, and I don't want to hop on samples no more, Like I want to create my own music that people sample my shit, Cause it's so out there, Like I just want to create, and I really want to. Well, my main goal is that, what's it called? You know how everybody says the Chronic, what's it called? 50 Cent album, the what's it called? NMM's album, like all them fools, how they got that one album, like that stands out. Oh yeah, I remember this album in 2006, in 2003. I want to create my own album like that. So when people get older, like, damn, I remember P-Face album. What's it called? Like, I want to create history with this music shit. I really want to get my shit established. That's really what I want. Like, I could give a fuck about anything else. I just want, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm my biggest competition, dog. Like, straight up. I'm not comparing nobody to, I'm not trying to be like nobody else. I'm just trying to be bigger than what I was yesterday. Yeah, shit. Cause like, I need to get up on my shit. I need to get up on this music shit, fool. Like, cause like, man, like imagine to be the first Mexican rapper or first Hispanic rapper from Compton to really just do this shit. Like, man, that shit would be big, I feel like it would inspire like other people that like me from Compton, and just knowing that, oh yeah, hey, I got inspired from when I saw P-Face started blowing up. It made me want to go up. Then I'll be like, damn, like, like I'm doing something. I really started freestyling too, cause that's when fools try to make it seem like racist. Like, dog, like I grew up with a lot of black fools. What's it called? And then they would tell me to freestyle. They'll tell me to freestyle more.
I hear that, man. Well, you got some tats on your face.
Yeah.
Okay. What was like the first tattoo that you decided to get? How old were you?
This shit, I was like in 9th grade. What's it called?
So your first tattoo was a face tattoo.
Yeah, I was like in 9th grade. I remember I got that shit. What's it called? My homie had got a motel, cause he was like, "What motel you staying at?" I was like, "I stay right here with my mom." She was like, "Oh," and that's when EDD was hitting it. So he was like, "I'll get 3 motels, one for me, one for you, and one for any homie that you want to invite." What's it called? From the hood. What's it called? So they could do their shit, cause he knows that some of the homies was stagnant, like on the run, cause a gang of the little homies cut off their house rent. So I was like, I invite the homie Scandalous. What's it called? He comes through. What's it called? And then and it's crazy, cause it was an older fool that our neighborhoods got some tensions, but like, and they like that fool fucked with the homie, and I didn't see him tripping, so and then this fool popped out in the Go Loco video with YG. He popped out in the Go Loco video with all the, how they got homies, dressed up, and he shows me him dancing. I'm like, oh shit, and that fool could do tats good too. So what's it called? I remember my brother been telling me, because he thought he was gonna do time. So he was like, man, like he be saying, like, he be like, man, you need get a tattoo for me, like represent me, like, I was like, man, and then he was like, get free Mowgli tattoo. I'm like, man, that's gay, fool. Like, what the like, I'm not your hyena, like, like, that's gay. And then he's told me, like, man, like, get a tattoo, represent me, like, let's a little logo or something. I was like, oh, that's kind of hard, And then he was telling me, get the P on my face. What's it called? And then I was like, damn, I don't want to get a big block up, because I was thinking of getting to Pittsburgh. And that's when the fool told me, like, oh, you got like a face structure where like A tattoo can't be too big on you. Like, Trez, I know what I'm doing. Just get a small face tat and you look Feedman, you know? So I'm like, fuck. I was arguing with him and I'm like, no, what, fuck it. So you just freehand this shit. And ever since then, what's it called? Like, that shit been Feedman.
You're getting more and more.
Yeah, okay. I got the homie Long Live Evil tatted. I got the homie Long Live Evil. What's it called?
What's this one right here?
I got my mom's name, Chayla.
Okay.
Yeah.
And under your neck?
What's it called? Compton.
Okay.
Yeah. For sure. And then I got the Gucci logo. What's it called? Godfather Gang. For Godfathers, I got it tatted on my back. And shit. So yeah, I got a little blocker.
Okay. What's it been like now that you're a little bit more popular?
Yeah. I feel like it hasn't really settled in. It hasn't really hit. Like when I see fools talk about me in the interviews, like when I see 50 Cent, oh, like he's popping, you know, like when I see him everywhere, I'm like, I don't think I'm popping yet.
I mean, what about, like in public? You know,
shit, I get noticed a lot, you know, like, but I feel like I was already used to, because I was already getting noticed in Compton, you know, so I was like, all right, you know, people know me as what they know me, but when I started seeing people fuck with my music, and when I see, like, one time I was in, like, there was, like, this 12-year-old girl, what's it called, I'm right there in Knots, and with my hyena, and this 12-year-old girl just starts crying, and it was like, oh, it's P-Face, you know, like, I always wanted to meet you, and I'm just like, damn, she's crying, because whether, like, you know, like, whatever, like, she's excited, whoever, like, she to my music, and it felt good. It just feels good, you know. It's just a lot of motivation, you know. I like, what's it called when they be like, oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. I feel like it's a pleasure to meet them, because no one gets to meet their fans. Like, no people, not that many people got not fans, not even fans. I don't even call them fans. I call them supporters, you know, like supporters. Like, what's it called? No one gets to see that. No one gets to really see that people supporting them in real life. You know what? They sometimes you feel like, damn, what I'm doing, like, you know, you don't see the support, you know. You don't really see the support, you know, maybe a couple of likes on Instagram, but you don't really get to see the support. So when you see it in person, when people like, I like your music, or like the workers fucking give me discounts or even give me free food when I get food, like the workers where I go want to eat at Panda just give me free shit, I'm just like, damn, you know, like it's just a pleasure just to meet real life supporters, because I'm just like, damn, you, my dream, you what I want to do, you what's it called, the movement that I'm trying to create, and then they exist. It's just a trip. Like, is that like people my music, like that's just cool. That's just cool as fuck.
That's what's up, man. Well, good shit, man. Well, you came up pretty fast, man.
Yeah,
looking like you got a pretty bright future.
Yeah, I've been rapping for like about a year, I could say now.
That's not long at all.
Yeah, I still got a long way. That's why when people be like, oh, like, you know, like, do you feel like I'm not saying I'm not a rapper, but I don't consider myself like a rapper until like I see like a plaque or something. Like, yeah, I need, like, you know, like or until I sell out a whole show at the observatory or something. Then I'm like, damn, I'm a rapper, dog.
Have you did any performances yet?
Yeah, like I always get booked, and it's crazy because I always see, like, you know, like Frosty the Snowman, Job of the Low, what's it called? What's RJ Mr. LA, and them backyard parties, Blueface, you know, the backyard parties in LA, you know, little mansion parties, or, you know, little parties, you know, and like flyer parties, and I always see them, and you know, my homie wants to go, or someone that I know is going there, so I'll go, and now like I'm the one doing the flyer parties, I'm the one on the flyer, you know, people, I got, but like party groups, pages hitting me up, oh, how much it costs to perform to see you, and I'm just like, damn, that shit feels good, because I'm like, hell yeah, like I love performing, because it's cool to see people. Oh, it's cause right there, they like, you know, like people go to see me. So when they see me, like, they're gonna, you know, want to take pictures, or, you know, like show love, and so everybody around me, like, imagine like a whole backyard is just like screaming like your name, like yeah, and it's like, damn, they me. So it's like, and like I walk in the crowd, or they get asked for pictures, all types of shit, and it's just like, damn, that shit feels good, because I'm like, damn, that's the only, when I perform, that's when I really feel like a rapper, because I see people singing, like, what's it called, singing my music to their heart, like, you know, screaming that shit out loud, fucking people bring posters, that shit is crazy. So I'm like, that shit's good. Or people tell me the stories, like, because like they'll be like, oh, I drove an hour to get here, I got an Uber to get here, I had to tell my mom to drop me off here. I'm just like, oh shit, you know, like, or I had to tell my homie to drop me off, and it's just like, damn, you went out your way to see me. So it's like, I really like, you know, like Like hearing shit like that, you know, it feels good. It feels good. It just motivates me, you know, cause like I'm not saying I get unmotivated, but sometimes I just be like, I get sorry distracted, you know, like I get my pride get the best of me, cause then I feel like, damn, like, you know, I still gotta be in my neighborhood, I still gotta hold it down, but then at the same time, once I got music, so that's really been like the biggest battles, like, you know, cause like I see all these fools trying to, I'm not saying like nothing, but I see all these fools trying to go backwards, you know, all these rappers like, oh, like they, they try to prove the internet that, you know, like, oh yeah, this is where I'm from, all this other shit, like, hell no, like, I feel like it's already established, as you see, I'm from Compton, you know, you see where I'm from, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to be an artist, I'm trying to be a rapper, like, I want people to trust me that when they book me for a venue that's gonna go good, you know, I'm not trying to be like, oh yeah, man, you know, all this other shit, like, you know, like, I want to be an artist, you know, like, so yeah, that's been like the biggest battle when it comes to that. That's why I feel like that's why I feel like I haven't, like, I'm not where I'm at, to be honest, because I just been slacking. Like, when I started rapping, I see all these fools trying to diss, you know, so I'm right there, you know, running the mug, you know, all this other shit, and then by then it's already 3 months in, and then where's my album? What have I dropped? What's my music video? Doing a music video is a bitch, not gonna lie. That's when fools be like, "Whoa, when is a music video?" Like, that shit's a bitch. I be tired as I be getting overstimulated because I gotta watch out for the hooras. I gotta watch out if shit cracks off. I don't give a fuck if shit cracks off, but you know, gotta watch out all that shit. I gotta make sure my people straight. I gotta make sure the cameras ran straight. All types of shit. That shit gets overstimulating, you know, because you got all this shit going on, you know. And then what's it called? But I love doing music videos too. I love it when I do it in my neighborhood. I love it when I do it like in Compton, and it shows the, like, you know, the Compton street signs, you in Compton when you see when the street signs start getting green. So like, what's it called? Like, you know, that should be like, when I see the video in the end, I was like, damn, that shit's sick. Cause I used to stay watching music videos. Like, I used to stay watching music videos. I used to just be like, man, that's gonna be me. That's why I believe in God. I'm really big on God. What's it called? And then when it comes to like, when I'm like manifesting shit, like, what's it called? I feel like, you know, God is right there. You know, like, man, I always told my mom, because she was like, what you gonna do? She tried to tell me to start, what's that shit? CDL license?
CDL, to drive big trucks?
Oh yeah, she started telling me to get that, you know? Like, you should think about it, or be a welder like my grandpa. I was like, Mom, I'm gonna rap. Like, and I used to get a little frustrated, and she'd be like, Mom, I'm just saying, you need a plan B, plan C. I was like, Mom, I'm gonna rap. Like, I don't want to hear this right now, you know? Like, I'm gonna rap, you know? And then what's it? And then she'd be like, a little frustrated. I'll get frustrated just because I'm like, man, you don't believe I could do it? But then once it called, now that I'm like, she sees that, all right, you know, you getting there. She's like, she's just happy to see me happy, you know? She's really happy to see me happy, dog. Real shit. Cause like, I be just coming home telling her like, Mom, my shit just got 1 million views. My shit just got sold out on this shit, little backyard show. Like, this rapper that I always wanted to do a song with, I'm about to do a feature with him. Like, I got like a song with Slim 400. Like, man, like, I should stay bumping Slim 400. What's it called? His manager, like, blessed me and gave me an opportunity to hop on the open to say that my verse is next to his verse. It's like, yeah, you know, like, no dick riding shit, but I'm just saying, you know, that shit feels good, like, straight up.
You know, Compton gets a bad name. You know, it has a pretty rough reputation. What are some of the like good things that you've seen growing up in Compton?
I feel like the community is really strong. It's a real strong community when it comes to Compton. That's why I'm saying, like, when they try to play that bullshit image, like, it's really like black and brown. Like when it comes to Compton, like, I done been like what's it called? I done been right there. It's a what's it called? Like African American person right there. What's it called? And I look like I got nothing in common. Oh, you from Compton? Oh, you know this? And we just our conversation and then what's it called? You know, like, you know, it's like Compton. Like, I feel like, you know, just the struggle brings people together. You know, like it just really just brings people together. Like, damn, like, I'm going through this shit too, but man, like, he going through it too, and it feels good that we get to talk about our problems together, or we get to relate to something. You know, like, imagine a fool for Compton kicking it with fool who grew up in Woodland Hills. Like, yeah, they're going to be friends, you know, but when it comes to certain conversations, you know, it's not going to be the same, you know?
You know, yeah, I interviewed Slim 400.
For real? Damn! That shit dope. That's just dope. I ain't gonna lie, keep it gangster. Like my biggest influence is like a lot of power fools from what's it called, like power rappers from Compton. Like when I hear them, like what's it called, I'm like, yeah, like Bad Seed. What's it called? I used to stay bumming that put it on peas, that one fool. A gang of Slim 400, what's it called? YG. All them fools, I used to stay bumping them fools. The Game. I used to stay bumping different fools. Like, man, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I used to stay bumping them, not gonna lie.
Yeah, man. You know, we did a couple of interviews, man. I remember he was telling me that, like, you know, he went the schools over there. You know, you'd have Blood and Crip schools.
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah, not gonna lie. Like Centennial, major power rules. What's it called? Dominguez too used to be known as a power rule schools, but when I went there, it was not that many power rules. What's it called? But Compton High is a lot of Crips. Not gonna lie, a lot of Compton Crips.
Compton High, right? Yep.
That's what I'm saying. What's it called? He not lying. Not gonna lie. That's a trick though. Slim 400. Yeah. How was the interviewing? How was he like?
He was cool as hell. Yeah, cool dude, man. Yeah, man, that sucked when I found out he got killed, man. That kind of took me by surprise because, you know, he wasn't really...
That fool would really be in the city a lot because I remember...
He wasn't out there, like, really, you know, starting a lot of shit, getting into a lot of shit, talking a lot of shit. You know, he was just doing this music thing, man. So, you know, like, it was kind of unexpected when he got killed. Cause, you know.
That fool be outside in the city a lot. You know, like, I remember I got, like, a lot of homies who took pictures with him. Like, oh, I saw him at the Swami, or I saw him at the liquor store, like, in 2016. And they would, like, show me, like, an old looking, like, you know how Instagram used to look? And they'll show me, like, a little old post of them. And I'm like, now you really did take a picture with that fool. Like, he would really be, and it's like, I'm talking about, like, 4 of my homies at least got a picture with him because they ran into him in the city. So that fool was like feeding. That fool was feeding me, you know. So that's what I'm like. When I saw that shit, all the homies tripped out. They're like, damn, like, you know, like, damn, like, what's it called? Like, because we would never think that shit, because, like, that fool was big in the city. So we're like, man, like, when you think, I'm not saying I don't think rappers intouchables, but I'm just saying when you hear a rapper getting smoked, like, I would trip out, like, damn, like, you know, like. I don't ever think a rapper would get smoked, not gonna lie. Like, and it's stupid to think back then, you know, because, like, you know how rappers out there, but I don't know. When younger, I just never thought a rapper could get smoked straight up. I'm like, what the f***? They could, just one day they gone. But that's when you really realize, like, everybody's human in the day, you know?
Yeah, I hear you, man.
It's crazy. You know, I heard this one quote, like, everybody got a different story, but we all got the same ending.
Okay.
That was a chair, huh?
I mean, I guess, yeah. That's kind of a fact.
Yeah, that's a chair.
Well, P-Face, man, I appreciate you.
Yeah, you already know. Stay tuned, Stay Dangerous, about to drop on the album, you know, on the 17th of this month, October 17th, you already know. And I'm about to perform with the homie Drake's to join in Santana.
Okay, that's what's up.
You already know. I appreciate you letting me hop on your platform, homie.
For sure. Glad to have you. What's up? This is Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Capone News.